Chapter 9. The rejection left me feeling gloomy even on a sunny afternoon. Luckily, shortly after lunch, Dao Wei, the Beijing tour guide I met in Xishuangbanna, came to meet up with me at the tea house. I gingerly demonstrated my musicality by giving him a live performance of the song I just learned on guzheng. He was impressed and remarked on my ability to play with only one finger. We then spent the afternoon getting a tour of the Palace of Peace and Harmony Lama Temple, walked around town, and had barbecue for dinner. He cheered me right up. I guess with Dao Wei we had this special bond different from the other men I met. I would almost call it camaraderie, like two soldiers who'd fought side by side in the trenches against the jabs and ridicule of the talk show host, fighting for public entertainment while attempting to damage control against public humiliation. This thrillingly embarrassing piece of memory only he and I share. I went to the show alone, the rest of my tour group had already gone to the airport, and there were no recordings of the evening. He's the only person I could reminisce this unique experience with, the only witness who knew that it actually happened. Except there was one thing that evening he didn't share with me, or with the rest of the audience, and I'd always wondered about that. What exactly did you say to the third guy to make him get off the stage and give you his spot? Dao Wei smiled. I said, "Bro, do you really want to do this? Because I really want to do this. The reason I came up last is not because I run slow. It's because I have a lot more distance to cover. I ran down here all the way from the second floor VIP section, while you guys sit 3 rows away from the stage. How about you just let me take your spot?" So he let me take his spot. Sometimes all you gotta do is ask. Dao Wei has an interesting explanation for why it was a highlight of our trips. He said it's about participation. Whenever you participate, everything becomes 10 times more fun. Why do people go to football stadiums to watch the games live when they could have just as easily seen it on TV? Probably more clearly with bigger picture. It's because they want to participate, to feel the excitement inside the stadium. They become a part of the game. That's happiness. Dao Wei went to Yunnan with a bunch of executives as a VIP group. They dropped a lot of cash, expected to be treated like kings, but when things didn't go their way, they'd grow angry and throw a fit. They couldn't let go of their egos. They'd order intimate encounter like it's a dish on the menu, and refuse to race upstage to play games with the host. You could have the best seat in the house, get bottle service every time, but if you take yourself too seriously, you could still end up having an absolutely dull-ass trip. Dao Wei has been a tour guide for many years and has met many people. Every time they get on the tour bus, he would always tell his tourists to check their egos at the door and leave the sense of inferiority at home. You're here to have a good time, so have a good time. He looks at me and says, "You probably have had to work really hard in Canada, a really stressful job. That's why when you are back here in China, nothing can get you down. You don't want to think. You just want to be happy." That's great. I like that about you. But you'll probably have a hard time finding a boyfriend because you're too spontaneous, too open to meeting new people. A lot of guys probably can't take that. It'll drive them crazy knowing you'll befriend some stranger wherever you're out alone. But it's also part of your charm. It doesn't mean you're easy. You're very serious when it comes to choosing boyfriends. But most guys won't understand that. If you're lucky, maybe you'll meet someone who does, and he'll be a great man. It was a surprisingly thoughtful, especially from someone I'd only just met. We went on with eating skewers of barbecued garlic, whole cloves of them. There was also a nice assortment of duck tongue, lamb, chicken, shrimp, beef, and squid, all grilled and generously seasoned with cumin flakes and chili pepper. As I was happily chewing away, Dao Wei suddenly remarked, "Why was I born so many years before you?" I froze. Why is he getting all weird, I thought. As if reading my mind, Dao Wei continued, "You know, I didn't feel much towards you when we met on stage in Yunnan.